Hello, good people. How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris, and let's just say Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, all of the amazing fathers out there. I hope you've enjoyed your Father's Day. Hope you have enjoyed your Father's Day weekend. I myself, my family has been taking good care of me the last this previous weekend and this weekend as well. It's been all about me. So yes, I have enjoyed myself. Grateful for it. Thank you to my family for that. um, with that being said, what's on my heart? What's on my mind today? What's on my mind today? I want to talk about purpose driven, being purpose driven, right? Purpose driven, being purpose driven. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking about. I was thinking we should always have a purpose for whatever it is we are doing. Because I personally feel if you don't have a purpose for whatever it is you're doing, then whatever it is you're doing will simply just be a waste of your time. And I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But as for me, I think that my time is very valuable. At least it is to me, right? Um, I hate to be the one to inform you, to break it down to you, that life is short, right? Life is short. In fact, it's been said that life is fleeting. What does it mean that life is fleeting? I went to Brother Webster, and here is what Brother Webster had to say about life is fleeting. It says things are temporary. You don't realize it at the time because you're in it. Listen to that now. This is what the internet says. It says you don't realize it's you don't realize it at the time because you're in it, right? Dealing with daily decisions, dealing with daily tasks and plots towards your goals. But looking back at it, it's all fleeting. A blip on the screen, on the big timeline, on the big scheme things of life, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. Just something to keep in mind as we talk about being purpose driven. So when you think about it, life is short. So that's about my time to me is valuable because life is short. Didn't always know that. I didn't know that in my teens. I didn't know that in my 20s. Thought about it maybe in my 30s. But by the time you get in your 40s and you see so many of your friends and classmates and family members have gone on, it makes you reassess things, right? So don't be a knucklehead like I was to realize way into life that life is short, life is short. I've said it before and I will probably refer to it many times in life because it served me well. That is, if you fail to plan, then you automatically plan to fail because you don't have anything to follow, any things set forth to keep you on path, on track, right? Purpose of having a plan. Same thing with being purpose driven. Okay. Excuse me. When you have a plan, it helps you to regain focus when things get a little out of focus. And if you've been living life long enough, you know things oftentimes get out of focus, right? It's the same way with having a purpose, the same way with having a goal, right? Your purpose helps you to stay on point and to know why you are operating as you are, even when it seems like it's a waste of your time. You understand it's not a waste of your time when you already have a purpose, when you're already purpose driven. You've set multiple purposes up and you know why you set your purposes up, and you have a planned end you plan to get to, travel to, as you continue to hit your purposes that you've set forth. In other words, that you set forth in your plan, right? So when things look a little cloudy, look a little confusing, you understand in this specific space, time period, I set forth to do this, to accomplish this, to work on this area. Sometimes you're working on a certain area that you have planned. Things all around you seem like, this is not making sense. It's not going to work in step with what's going on now. But what's going on now is not what's going to be when you finish working on what you had planned on working in this specific time. So you can't get so confused just because things look, what's that word, miscombobulated. It'll all come together when you finish working out that thing that you're working on, kind of like a potter when they're forming that clay. Okay, I'm not a person who works with pottery, but I understand the verbal picture of the pottery imagery, right? Okay, so excuse me. Moving on. Your purpose helps you to stay on point. Your purpose helps you to know why you're operating as you are, even when it seems like it's a waste of time. Okay, I covered that. For your purpose, you should be getting to a planned destination that you have in mind. I said that, intended destination, right? Not saying at times, not saying at times your purpose in a moment of time might be just to do nothing. It might be to goof off, to splurge or what have you. And it's okay to do that when it was planned, when you already had purpose there, when you had already been working toward being able to do that. So if you work toward being able to do that, it's no problem to do that. I think I mentioned last week or sometime recently about I have buckets for this and buckets for that because I put all of my army of dollars to work, right? And I already learned the value of that. So because I can't speak for anyone else, but I had learned the value of that, and I've already been working on that. And I have been working on it for 1 day or 2 days or 1 year or 2 years. Been working on it for a period of time. So because I've been working on it for so long, you know, I know our generations, right? We're used to, excuse me, I had to go outside to do something. Excuse me, got a little heated up and it's gotten a little thirsty. So anyway, I've been working on it for a while. So, you know, a year seems like a long time. 2 years seem like a long time. 3 years seem like a long time. But I've been living for 5.5 decades. So I come to find out 5 years is not really a long time, right? 10 years is not really a long time. It's a long time when you're impatient, but when you're young and you've only lived 2 decades, that's 20 years, you know, you don't see how fleeting time is because as we was reading, what does it mean? It means when you're in it, it doesn't seem like it. But once you get a little older and you can look back over the process of time, and then you can look at where you are now, and you say, man, all that time has passed already? Time is fleeting. It's really moving faster than it seems like. So anyway, because I realize it's moving faster than it seems like, at this point, over all the years that I have been putting my army of dollars to work purposely, then the funds that I have for certain things, I'm slightly insulated to be able to handle certain things, right? So when there's a mandatory evacuation, which happens in my area of the world, when there's a mandatory evacuation, I don't have to panic, right? I have a plan in place, so I have funds in place, so I could, you know, I could deal with it, right? If one of my family members called me up and say, hey, would you and the missus like to come join us? We're going out of town to so-and-so. That's not too far from you. You want to come join us for the weekend or for a few days? And I'll call you back to let you know if it fit our schedule. I will first check my own schedule. If I see how I can make it fit, I will check with the missus if it fits her schedule. Then I don't have to think hard and long about it if it fit our schedule, because I already know I have army of dollars that I've been putting to work in a fund bucket to cover that, right? So when you want to splurge, when you want to just do nothing, hopefully you have a planned set of funds to cover you in that period of time. And if you have, it's okay to do that, right? Okay, moving on. I have purpose for investing, right? Me here on this channel, I say it's my purpose to help those who choose to follow me, to help you build your financial knowledge and to help you build your financial wealth. That's my purpose, right? And so in that, you should have a purpose for what you're investing. You're investing, one, to build your financial knowledge, two, to build your financial wealth, right? So, and then you have to have a plan of what you're going to do when you hit that big goal you set, right? So wealth to you may be today, wealth to you might be X amount of funds. Let's just say 250K to you at this time, it feels like, wealth, right? And it could be, but it could be because your vision to this point in your life may have been limited and it seems like that's an impossible task. But let's just say you reach that task in 3.5 years or faster. Then you feel like, well, 250 can't be that big of a deal if I reached it so fast and I've been living longer than 3 years. I don't know how I was able to do it. You started building your financial knowledge. You started spending your money wisely. You started spending your army of dollars much better because you understand how to put a portion of your money to work on your behalf, right? So I need to move on. I just want to, anyway, for the purpose of you need to have a purpose for spending your money wisely. You need to have a purpose of how you spend each one of your army of dollars. Me myself, I'm a Christian at heart. I love the Lord. Lord has been good to me, right? And His Word says that you should tithe 10% of your first fruits. Your first fruit is all the income that the Lord allows to come your way. And I have learned the value of that, right? I have learned to respect giving Him 10% of my first few fruits. You don't have to be me, and I'm not telling you to be me. I'm just saying, as for me, I've learned the value. One is the scripture says, where the heart is. What does it say? It's slipping my mind right now. But your actions are where the heart is, right? So your actions follow where your heart really is. So my actions show I love the Lord enough to honor His word, right? And so in doing so, I learned that I don't mind giving Him the 10% of my first fruits. And I found out that you can't beat God's giving. We've all heard it, but I can't beat His giving, right? And there's a song say, the harder you try, the harder the more you give, the more He'll give to you. Just keep on giving. Well, hey, I found the value of that, so I gladly give my 10% to the church. And God does as His word says. His word says He'll press it down, He'll shake it together, He'll cause it running over back in good measure, that He'll have men given to you. Don't know who the men is. The men might be your job, whatever the pay space, whatever the avenue may be, He will cause it to come back to you. And He caused it to come back to me in so many ways now that, when I was simple-minded, can't believe I'm calling myself simple-minded. When I once upon a time was simple-minded, I was like, okay, I added my 10% up when I got paid, okay? And then, I had another income come in, and then somebody who owed me some whenever sent me my money, and then something else came up. So, I added all the math up, right? And then Saturday night, I had more things come in. Like, okay, I'm tired of adding this up. Then I thought about it. Well, if I don't have more, it'll stay the same, and I can just give that. But having more is good for me, right? Who doesn't want more? And yes, it's gonna change what I got to give. I don't mind. I don't care. I don't care if I had to give the church $10,000 every Sunday. That means I had quite a bit come in if 10,000 only came up to 10% of it, right? So anyway, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But the whole thing coming at you on today, about being purpose driven in every area of your life. I'm always talking about every area because that's the way I think the Lord works. That's the way life works, right? When you live in every area of your life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's whatever it is, but you're living in it. So you might as well make the best of it. You might as well make the most of it because it's affecting you, because you are the one who is living it. Okay, I have talked my head off, or at least I feel like I've talked my head off. I think I've said enough for today. I want you to be purpose driven about driving your top line of your portfolio, right? Be purpose driven about driving the top line of your 401k, right? Whatever it is you're working on, be purpose driven in driving the top line of your household, driving the top line of the way your car operates. The only way you're going to get the most out of your car is to take care of the car. And the only way you're going to know how to take care of the car, you got to read that owner's manual. You got to go and read the maintenance that's prescribed for your car. If you follow after that maintenance, you'll have less and less issues outside of the recommended service. Okay, no, it's not always cheap, but you can plan for it ahead of time. You can, when you see what's down the road, you can start making plans for what's down the road. So when it comes to the here and now, you're already working on your next purpose, on your mark, on your plan, on your goals. You can check it off and move on to your next one. Last thing I had in mind as I was going over this before I created my video, when you set your goals, when you set your plan, when you set your purpose, stick to it. Now, as you continue to learn and grow in this financial journey, you're gonna adjust, and you're gonna alter, and you're gonna pivot your plans. That's fine. But yet keep that first goal, that first plan you had before you changed, keep it, right? And then as you learn and grow, add your next point. Whether that first one becomes my 1A goal, and then I have a 1B goal, then I have a 2 goal, then I have a 2B goal, whatever the case may be. But when you get that first A goal, do whatever it was, and then continue to move on. That's not the end. The market is not going away. It's still there. You can keep on using it, but stick to your first plan, and then hit your next goal, and then hit your next goal, because life is fleeting. Tomorrow is not promised. So, just keep on working and making your life better, making your family life better, and being all you can be, right? You don't have to be in the army. You used to have that song, be all that you can be in the army, whatever. Be the best you can be in your life. So with that being said, you guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.